Welcome back to the Just the Watch Watch of the Month Club, where today we're going to be taking a look at the 10 best field watches under $500. This video is sponsored by INTOTHEAM, which is a clothing manufacturer based out of Southern California, actually not too far where I used to live. I'm wearing one of their shirts now, and I'll tell you more about it in a minute. But first, let's get into the watches that we're going to take a look at today. Today we're looking at the 10 best field watches under $500. Now previously I have done a list of the best field watches under $200. So most of the watches in here are going to feature between the $200 and $500 price range. We'll kind of be looking at it slightly more expensive options than last time. But if you are interested in a more budget-oriented list, I've got that linked here and you can check that out from the previous video. In order for a watch to be included on this list, it has to be available right now at $500 or less. And this is a list that I compiled based on my own personal experience, some research that I do online, and suggestions from you guys. So I'll be telling you what next month's Watch of the Month Club list is going to be about so that you can give me some pointers and point me in the right direction for things that you think should be included in the next Watch of the Month Club video. All right, before we jump into the rest of the list, let me take a little bit of time to tell you about our sponsor for today, INTOTHEAM. INTOTHEAM is a brand, again, based out of Southern California, making premium, high-quality apparel. And they have some really cool, like, graphic t-shirts and fun stuff like that. In fact, they have a t-shirt of the month club. So if you pay 15 bucks a month, you'll get a new t-shirt sent to you every month. And they have some really cool designs that you can get from that. If you're interested in that, you get your first month free if you use the link down below. Also, if you're interested in checking out their stuff, you can get 10% off, again, using the link down below. They sent me out some stuff to try on. They sent me out a couple things from their basics line, which I really appreciate. I'm always on the lookout for good, high quality, just basic t-shirts and sweatshirts. It's the kind of thing that can be really versatile. The t-shirts that they sent are really nice quality, super comfortable, nice and soft, and everything has a really great fit for me. Like I kind of have a hard time finding clothes that fit good for me. Usually it's either too baggy or too tight. These just really fit good. They have a little bit of a tailored fit to them, but they're not tight or uncomfortable at all. They're very comfortable. So if you are interested in either some really cool graphic t-shirts and hoodies and that kind of stuff, or just some nice high quality basics at an affordable price, definitely recommend that you check them out, and definitely appreciate them for sponsoring this video. This is the first time I've had a sponsor like that. So it's kind of cool that they reached out and wanted to do that. So yeah, guys, definitely go check them out. So let's go ahead and get right into the list. We'll start at the number one slot at the watch that I think is, at least my personal favorite field watch on this list. And it's one that I do own, and I'm happy to report it is now available at under $500 internationally and in the US. And that's the Orient Star Outdoor. Okay, this is the Orient Star Sports Outdoors. And this is probably my favorite watch right now. This is one that I picked up here in Japan, and when I did, I was able to get it for right around $350, which is a great deal because the retail is, I think, closer to $600 or $700. And so when I did that review, I think there were a lot of people who wanted to pick it up, but were sort of on the fence about it because the price was so high and it was harder to find in the States. But not too long ago, Jomashop started carrying it. They have a few different colorways of this available right now at around $485. So still at a premium price. I mean, this is competing with, Hamilton and other Swiss-made field watches and things like that. And we're going to take a look at a Hamilton in a minute here, but you'll notice that I am recommending this one over the Hamilton. This is one that I prefer to the Hamilton that I got. Nothing wrong with the Hamilton, but this is just a really well-made watch. I love the style, I love the finishing, and the specs are just really top-notch for what they're offering here. Sapphire crystal, excellent lume, screw-down crown, 100 meters of water resistance, power reserve indicator, and 50 hours of power reserve. This comes in at 41 millimeters across, 49 millimeters lug to lug, and I think it wears perfectly on my 7.5-inch wrist. So if you saw the review of this one before and wanted to pick it up but hesitated because of the high retail price, it is dropping. It is available on Jomashop, which will get you shipping to America or internationally. So it's getting a little bit easier to find, which I think is great because it is, again, a really fantastic watch. So the next one on the list is going to be kind of my favorite in the more budget category. So best one at $250 or less. And for that, I want to feature the Bulova Hack, which is one that I don't have any hands-on experience with. I really want to get it though. So that's kind of why I put it on here, because it's definitely on my wish list. It's just a really cool kind of vintage military design. It's called the Hack because hacking was an important feature for military field watches back in the day. You need to be able to synchronize the time exactly. Now very commonplace, but this it kind of speaks to the time period this is from. It's kind of a World War II era field watch. A little bit on the smaller side. It has an automatic Miyota movement that does feature hacking inside of it. One thing, it does only have a mineral crystal. I think you're paying a little bit more of a premium for the heritage and the brand name getting Bulova, but it is just a really great looking design. And I think the $219 that you can get it for right now on Jomashop is actually a pretty good deal. Links to this watch and all the other ones are available down below in the description. Okay, let's go ahead and jump through the rest of the list and see what else we got. The next one I want to feature is one that I actually do have in hand. It's another one that I purchased from Jomashop. They gave me a nice little discount to feature it for you guys, but I paid for the bulk of it myself. Anyways, it's the Hamilton Khaki King 2. If you're looking at field watches under $500, you got to check out Hamilton. And I went through the different options that they had, and this is one that really stood out to me. I feel like this is kind of their sort of more dressy version of a field watch. You're getting a polished bezel and just something about that day-date complication at the top and the kind of added busyness of it. I feel like it kind of adds a little bit more class to it. So not as much of like a vintage, rugged looking design as some of their other ones. This is one that'll look great on a leather strap, but I definitely appreciate having this really nice solid link bracelet they put on it. Another thing that I really like about it is just how thin it is. So it's only 11 millimeters, including that dome sapphire crystal. And just the case is just, really slim case. So really liking that as well. I also like the crown guards. It's kind of a unique touch. You don't see that on a lot of the other field watches that Hamilton offers. Again, just sort of changes up the silhouette of the watch a bit. I kind of think this one has sort of more character to it than some of the other more militaristic field watches that they offer. Now, one drawback is that the bracelet only has 2 micro adjusts, so it's a little bit hard to get kind of that perfect fit. But it fits my wrist pretty well. I have a 7.5 inch wrist, and it wears really well. The design overall, it's just a very mature, very refined design. You can really tell that Hamilton has been doing this for a long time, and they have a lot of confidence in this design. Finishing and details, again, all top notch, which I think is why so many people really love Hamilton. Anyways, there will be a full review of this watch coming out hopefully pretty soon. So I haven't reviewed it yet, but I'm definitely going to. And you can pick it up for right around $400 right now. Okay, so coming in at number 3, from here on out, we're going to go from the least expensive up to the most expensive for the remainder of the list. So for $220, you can pick up the Bertucci A-2T. Kind of on the expensive end for Bertucci, but a lot of their, they're known for making really great, really inexpensive field watches that are just really rugged and durable. This is kind of their top of the line one. Again, this list focusing on kind of the slightly higher end. So for that extra money, you are getting a full titanium case. You're getting a sapphire crystal, great lume, 100 meters of water resistance, and just a really solid looking kind of vintage style field watch. This one comes in at 40 millimeters, and if I remember correctly, I think all the Bertucci's in this style, they come with fixed lugs, so they're only going to really work with single pass straps like NATO's and that sort of thing. So it's a very functional, very durable field watch. Okay, so for number 4, we're going to take a look at the Boldr Venture Automatic. This is another one, again, that I've really had my eye on for a long time and really want to pick up and check out. But they are offering you a lot, I think, at this $299 price range. And on top of it all, it's just a great design. I really love the look of Boldr. I've looked at some of their watches way back in the past. I need to kind of catch up and check up with some of their newer ones. But this is, I think, definitely one to look at. It kind of just barely slides down the list. Technically, it's not available right now. They say it's up for pre-order, but it's supposed to be shipping later this month. So it's close enough. If you go in and get the pre-order now, you should be able to get one of these new batches. This is their automatic version. It features a Seiko NH35 movement inside, sapphire crystal, great lume, and 200 meters of water resistance. So pretty much everything you could hope for out of a field watch with, again, a really clean, modern design to it as well. Okay, number 5 on the list comes from a recommendation from Anonym. So thanks for pointing me in this direction. This is the Glycine Combat 6. And particularly, I chose the Moonphase edition, and this is just a really incredible value. You're getting a Swiss-made watch with an ETA-based movement inside of it. In this case, they're also including an actual genuine Moonphase complication on the watch, so it's not just a AM/PM indicator, it's an actual Moonphase. Sapphire crystal, really great size and specs. And these are kind of more on the dressy side for a field watch. If you look closely at the dial, they do have the classic markings of a field watch with those 24-hour numerals going around it, in addition to the regular 12-hour markings. You're getting little loom pips on it, so it definitely has a bit of a sporty feel, but it also feels very dressy. So it's one of these ones I think can kind of play a dual role here. This one's a little bit on the large size at 43 millimeters, but it's fairly slim at right around 11 millimeters. And again, I think just getting this Swiss-based automatic movement with the Moonphase indicator at $350 is pretty incredible. To get on top of it, the Glycine name, the design, the history, I think this all adds up to a really phenomenal value for this one. Now, as mentioned, this was recommended to me by one of the viewers, one of you guys out there. So I want to let you guys know about next month's topic, and so you can let me know what to check out for the next one. We're going to be looking at dress watches next month. So hopefully in December, we'll be looking at the best dress watches under $500. So let me know what your favorite dress watches are. Point me in the right direction. Put your votes down in the comments down below, and let's see what we can come up with for that list. Moving on to number 6 on the list, we have another recommendation, this one from GV Solo, and this is a watch from Marathon. This is the General Purpose Mechanical Military Field Watch. Now this one's a little bit of an unusual watch. Marathon is a Canadian-based company, and they manufacture watches for the, I believe, the Canadian military as well as the US military. So this is a watch that meets the US military specifications for the infantry armed forces. So it's gone through a number of additional rigorous tests, and this is a watch that is very much a tool watch. It is very much a watch for function over form. So it's kind of an interesting watch at this $360 price range. For instance, you're getting a fiber shell case, they call it, which is basically a kind of plastic, which is supposed to be very durable and impact resistant. Inside, you're getting a Seiko NH35 movement. This one does feature a sapphire crystal. And this is also a tritium powered watch, so it's going to give you that really good after dark visibility. This is also a very small watch. It only comes at 34 millimeters, 16 millimeter lugs. So it's probably not going to be for everyone. But if you're looking for like an actual genuine military watch that can take a beating and take whenever you throw at it, if you want something that's Swiss made, this is, I think, a really interesting one to take a look at. And yeah, when we're talking about field watches, you know, so many field watches come from this military history. It's cool to see one that is actually still in active service in the military right now, and see that's something that's available to the public. Okay, number 8 on our list is the Citizen Promaster Tough. This one recommended by Vladimir Petresky. So this is kind of like Citizen's version of like a G-Shock or a Victorinox Inox. This is like a super tough watch. Obviously, you're getting sapphire crystal, 200 meters of water resistance. It's also featuring an extremely strong reinforced case that's only 2 pieces, so there's no case back on the back of it. And then they've also gone and put a titanium coating over the watch as well. So I've never heard of that exactly before. But again, to kind of reinforce the stainless steel underneath it. This is part of Citizen's EcoDrive line, so it's a solar-powered watch. And you can pick it up for about $370 right now. Okay, moving on to number 9 on the list. Let's look at a field watch from Seiko. And we're going to go a little bit different. Now, the Seiko Alipinist is still available, the older version. And you can get that one for under $500. So that's definitely something to consider if you're looking for a field watch under $500. But I wanted to bring one to your attention that's not getting quite as much attention. This is a Seiko PROSPEX Land, the SRPD31K1. This one was recommended by Alexandru1. So this one you can pick up for about $400. It has a very interesting case design. So it's got an internal rotating compass and a dual crown design. One crown is kind of very large and noticeable with a big crown guard over it, and the other one is recessed at the 4 o'clock. But you're getting 200 meters of water resistance and a really interesting case design that features, you know, it's almost a lugless case design. It does have short, stubby lugs on there. So I'm not sure exactly what the lug-to-lug is. The diameter is 43 millimeters, but I would imagine that this has a much smaller lug-to-lug than most 43 millimeter watches you're going to see. So it should actually wear pretty well on a large range of wrists. So I thought this was kind of a cool looking design that I hadn't seen much of. So wanted to bring that one to your attention too. Finally, the last one on the list are coming in from another micro brand. This one got a number of people recommending it down below, and this is from VAER. Now, VAER makes a lot of different field watches. They have a lot of quartz pieces that are, I believe, down in the $200 range. This is one of their automatic watches they started producing, I think, about a year and a half ago. They got into the automatic side of things. And my current favorite of their designs is the A5. So you're getting a really clean, crisp, fresh design. You're getting 100 meters of water resistance, sapphire crystal, great loom, and a Miyota 9015 movement inside of it. On top of all that, this watch is completely assembled in America. So obviously they had to have the parts manufactured other places. But VAER really is trying to do their best to make an American-made watch. They're an American-based company, and so they're really yeah, kind of pushing that envelope a little bit. And that's great to see companies that are really focusing on that. So that American assembly, I think, is something that's unique about them. And this one you can pick up for about $450 from their website. All right, and that's going to wrap it up for the list for today. As always, let me know what your favorite watch on the list was, if you have any, positive or negative experiences with any of the watches here. And also let me know what your favorite dress watch is under $500 so that we can get next month's Watch of the Month Club going. Also, again, be sure to check out Into the AM, links and discount codes down below. All that said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.